when it comes to raising children, all parents will recognise that some days are tougher than others. Sometimes you're just trying to make it through to bedtime. But there's a trend now going around on social media where you picture yourself as an 80-year-old to remind you to appreciate the here and now. There's so many of them doing the round. They get me every single time. It's just so emotional. But maybe it is important to take that moment, you know, to live in the moment, and rather than reflect when you are hopefully 80 years old and think, oh, I wish I'd done that differently. It's easier said, of course,
no,
in retrospect, isn't it?
No,
Denise?
it is easier said, because obviously when you do reflect, you have to, you know, forgive yourself for realising that we were all very busy and we didn't have a handbook and we just sort of got the, you know, did the best we could. But I always get emotional because I wish that I could redo bits of particularly Mattie's childhood, because I was coping with addictions and self-medication and...
Yeah, but you know what? But you know what? You are the most present, proud, adoring mum, and to get well from, you know, from addiction is incredibly rare, really, to be able to do it day after day after day. And
Thank you.
And so much of what you do, you and Lincoln, is just so powerful. And you have to, you know, another reason why you have to forgive yourself, because that will be great for your kids if you do.
And because and I talk about it,
you weren't well.
We're so close, but I just wish I could, you know, I just wish I could do it again. Anyway,
but look
sorry.
how you are. Look how you are now. Look how you are now, and you're just so present. You'll never see it without you telling great stories about your kids, and you literally shine with pride, and your other son, you know, when you go and see him in your show, you are a really present mum.
Thank you.
Whose kids adore you. So it's time for you.
And his kids are doing amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
You couldn't have done that much wrong.
Casually head into Glastonbury to show love and praise.
I know, and I'm incredibly proud. It's just when I look at things like that, you just think, you know,
but you know
why couldn't I?
But I think, Denise, that's actually the point of this whole discussion, in fact. So rather than you and many other people feeling that regret, it's actually trying to shift that. So the moment that we're talking about now, the one that we're actually living in, is a happier one, where you do sit back and go, no, OK, maybe that's happened in the past, but this is my moment to change that, to shift the energy and to make something happen.
And at a time, when you are at that time and you've got young kids, let's be honest, it's very hard to sit there and take the moment. You do live for bedtimes.
Of course, no one's done that,
you know, because you're tired.
And gin and tonics.
And so it's easy, exactly. But it's easy to say now, oh, we should have taken more time. But at the time, you feel like you've had no time for yourself. Yeah. And so, you can look back. We can all look back and go, I wish I'd have. And maybe that's why, you know, we are given the gift. Luckily, some of us, of grandchildren, because now I know with my grandchildren, I'm not parenting those kids at all. They are having cake because they don't have what they want.
Come round mine for cavities. But I think rather than, and I struggle with regret and recriminations with myself. You know, why didn't I sit for 2 hours feeding the ducks and all of that? But actually, and for any mums now that have got mums and dads that have got little ones, what I would say is, it's not over when they're kids. Like, just at the weekend, we actually gave ourselves a day off, and I just made myself just sit exactly where I was and not move, because my daughters came out into the garden and we sat talking. And you know we all do this, don't we? Oh, I've got to get on. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, what am I... And I just thought, no, just sit. And do you know how long I sat there with my girls? 5 hours. Just hanging out, talking. You know when they say, like, when you've got your little ones, however long they want to hug you, don't take your arms away. Well, you can't, because you've got the washing on, the other one's crying, the husband's going back. You can't. But you know what? That is that version of that. Yesterday, on Sunday, when I just sat there, and I just loved it so much. So it's not about, don't get stuck in regret. Think, what can I do now? Because that was a different time. And it's like, do you know what? It's the same. They still just like to hang out with you. Yeah, they did when they were little, you know. But you've got more time, hopefully, and just take the moments. And And we work ourselves so hard as parents. We're always having a go at ourselves. Oh, I wasn't in the moment.
I remember that back in the day when people would be pregnant, when you'd already had a child, and they'd say, well, you know, my kid's never going to watch, back in the day, my kid's never going to watch videos. And within a year, they've bought shares in Blockbuster. Do you remember that? My kid's never going to have a dummy 7.
Yeah. Just carry it forward. You are the most present mum. You're the most, you know, you're always, they're always in your mind, and they adore you. And like with your little ones, now you've got little ones, and you're a very present person. You're not that person that's on the phone all the time.
No,
and it will just grow and grow.
I sort of try to kind of purposely do that. Again, I'm not, of course I have to be, and equally so, my children have iPads, which they do watch as well, so I'm far from
my
perfect.
kids knew every single word of every single Disney film because they had to watch them so many times.
Well, it could be worse. But no, from my perspective at home, certainly, I don't sit on my phone, I don't scroll. I will in my own sort of time if they've finally gone to sleep or whatever. I don't even do that alone anymore. But I definitely do try to just, when I'm at home with them, that's kind of it. Yeah. And now, albeit I'm putting the wash on or you're making dinner, I don't mean I'm sitting reading books and being perfect.
But you know what?
I'm trying my best to step away from the outside world.
At the weekend, when I was at the wedding, me and Kira the night before the wedding said, tomorrow, shall we not take our phones out of our bags? Let's just be present for the wedding.
Brilliant.
And so we didn't. I didn't touch my phone all day.
Yeah, but that's selfish,
but then I got it today and I was gutted. I know, well, I got it today and people going, show me some pictures. I haven't got any. But they've got a photographer, so those pictures will come. But it really made a difference.
Well, Lincoln's found just having the phone in front of Theo or...
But even if you haven't got kids... Even if you haven't got kids, I mean, I think it's important to say that as well, and you're looking back, I should have done this, shouldn't have done... You can just try and place it a bit now. It's like, sit with a moment. You spend a bit longer with your friends, you know, maybe make that phone call, maybe, like, not rush away from your parents. All those things, we deserve to just not rush.
Yeah.
We're all rushing.
Have a good day.
Yeah, exactly. And every one of those films I've watched as well, it's never been about... oh, I wish I'd bought that. It's never about material things. It's never about achievement in the workplace. No. It's always about people.
Yeah,
it's
that's
always
my tattoo.
about...
Only connect. Only the connections we make with people are worth anything, really.
Yeah,
at the end of it.
Very true.
When we die...
Mine's just a teapot.
Why is it a teapot?
She went, mine's a teapot.
Why have you got a teapot on there?
Because my kids had teacups put on there.
Yeah,
right.
So that when
so
anything
emotional.
happens to me, instead of just having mum, they said, what will remember you buying? I'm a tea addict. So they had teacups and then they forced me to get the teapot.
That's lovely. I love that.
The same thing.
I'm just waiting to find my kettle now. He's out there somewhere.